Yes, that was Burns, Hands on Me featuring Maluma and Ray Shrimmer with man like Ape Drums on the remix. And we have him right now in the studio with us. Ape Drums, what's up?
What's good, man?
How you doing? So this is not your first time in London, because I actually saw you last time in London, but I believe it's your first time playing in London.
I played the last time. I played Creamfields. This is the reason why I was here, but it's my first time playing a club. So okay. It's still kind of a debut.
Yeah, first time city, not first time UK.
Right,
That's mad.
Exactly.
But for people who don't know you, you're basically the kind of the guy to go to if you want to have that EDM energy, but with that like dancehall flavour and swag. The list of people you've worked with is crazy. People like Suku, Major Lazer, Carnage, Lil Uzi, Denzel Curry, Sam Spiegel, Busy Signal, Pitbull, like just too many to mention, it's nuts. And you've also released on labels like Mad Decent, Fool's Gold, also premiering as an artist on Slow Roast. You've done some really like big things for like dancehall in North America, where it's kind of here in London it's quite a mainstream genre, but in North America I find it doesn't hit the same, and you really have to like work to educate people on it. So I thank you for like doing that over there.
No, 100%, man, 100%.
But I think it'd be really great to kind of jump right to the start with you. The first thing I know about you is you used to breakdance in school.
Yeah.
How is that, like, how did that come about? What kind of music were you doing that to? Were you doing it to the kind of music you play and make now, or is it a whole different culture?
Man, well, I mean, I grew up listening to, obviously, like, Timbaland, you know, Neptunes, and, you know, their music videos. Like, at that time, like, dancing was, like, a big deal, you know? Like, it was every music video in hip-hop, and, I mean, it's bigger again now, but it was even bigger back then. So my thing when I would listen to them, I guess you could say I was born with it, you know? Like when dancers are, it's like they're born with that gift. You're not really like, I want to be a dancer and learn. Like it's kind of, you're just born with it. So automatically you just start dancing, and you're either good or you're not. That's how I got into it. And it currently, I mean, it's crazy now because I used to be so into the music only, like the only music where you can only dance to, you know what I'm saying? If it's like, for example, like I said, Timbaland, Neptunes, they had the best dance beats back in the day. So now it's like, I feel like I kind of take some of that now and into the music that I make. And it shows because a lot of choreographers all around the world tag me in videos doing choreography to it. So I guess it kind of comes full circle.
That's amazing. Yeah. So from that point, is that then something that led you into the music making path, or did the music come separately from that? Nah, dancing is separately. Like I've always been into music, period, you know, and for those same reasons I got into producing. So honestly, I was gonna be doing something in music regardless, whether it was producing, DJing, or dancing. My first, what I really wanted to do was become a choreographer and be a backup dancer, go on tour with artists. But then I started producing and DJing, and in my area I was the only one. So people were like, yo, we want you to play this, we want you to play this. And I started sending my music out to people little by little. And I was like, you know what, this is really what I want to do. I can't do anything else. I want to go out and travel and play music, because alongside with producing and dance, like I love DJing. I love, you know, crowd pleasing, like the feeling of like just knowing exactly what to play at the right time and then getting that satisfaction from the crowd is like the best feeling ever. So I just got addicted, and you know, here we are. Yeah, 100%. So from what I understand, after dancing you started making music, and for a while you weren't making the music people know you now as Ape Drums 4. You were more making, from what I understand, like just general EDM, house, and also kind of trap beats for rappers and stuff. What was the point at which you not only were getting kind of sick of just the formulaic EDM, what was the actual like day or hour where you were like, I've had enough, let's do something different, let's bring this dancehall stuff I love into the music I make?
Man, it was actually, I remember the day like it was yesterday still. I don't remember the exact day, but at that time, like you said, I was producing mad progressive house. That's what was popping, you know, at that time. And I was like, man, you know, I love dancehall music, and nobody's really made like a dancehall song, a dancehall rhythm, big sounding, like big enough to play at a festival. And like festivals around this time was a big deal too. So I was like, I've never heard this before. You can't play any of the dancehall songs that were out at the time at a festival because they just didn't hit hard enough. So I was like, let me try to just make a dancehall rhythm with harder drums, festival sounds, like, and just build a rhythm with that and see how it works out. I got a Vibes Cartel vocal. I worked around it, and that's how I made World Boss, you know, Bashment, the same formula, you know, stuff like that. And I sent them out to just a few people, because that's how I would send out my demos. I'll send them out to people who I thought would dig it, and that's exactly what happened. And then it just spread, and people were like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
so yeah, one of the couple of people you were sending demos out to alongside DJ Snake and whatnot was DJ Craze, who was the first person to put you on in the underground through Flores Records. But then your first kind of like major mainstream co-sign was from Diplo.
Right.
You've actually done this next song I want to play with, your remix of Dirty Wine by Tony Matterhorn. Can you tell us a little bit about that relationship and then get into this song?
Oh man, it was just like through Twitter. It was real quick. Yo, like, I like your stuff, send me some more, boom. And I just kept doing it for the following years. And I see him like every time we were touring. I would see him, more often, and we would hang out a little bit more. Even like on off days when I was in LA, he was in LA, or any city. We'd just hang out and kind of vibe on more of a personal level, more of a friendlier level. So the friendship is even stronger now. But it just started out by just sending each other music, or I guess basically more me sending him music. But he was digging it, and that's something he does. He looks out for like the fresh sounds, and works with the guys that are, he thinks that are gonna kill it in the next, few months. And that's how he stays relevant, man. He just he's smart, and he's very creative, and he's always looking for the next, which is important.
Yes, this is D-DOTs on Reprezent Radio. That was Tony Matterhorn, Dirty Wine, Diplo, and Ape Drummer remix. And we've got the man himself, Ape Drums, in the studio talking with us. And we were just talking about how you are someone from Texas into dancehall, and I think a lot of people wouldn't necessarily put like Texas and dancehall together. There's surprisingly quite a strong global bass scene in Texas, like parties like your own Blackout or Pelagrosa or Bonbon or Brookout. But how dancehall in particular, how is that something you got into?
Man, I don't even know. I got into I was getting into music early 2000s, late 90s. Dance music was popping as far as like, hip hop dance music. And then dancehall was like popping in early 2000s as well. Like Sean Paul was killing the game, and, Wayne Wonder, stuff like that. And I think I came across, like, I had a cassette player. I came across a cassette, and I would buy cassettes just based off like the cover art.
Yeah.
And I found 2 cassettes. I went with my dad. He like bought me 2 cassettes. I liked the cover art. I didn't know what they were. I went home, listened to them. One of them was like just house techno beats, and then the other one was just straight reggaeton and dancehall mixtape. And I was just like, man, these are both crazy, like it was just a vibe. It's just something. It's like you don't just listen to something and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna like this, and I'm gonna research more about it. It's like you just automatically just pick it up quick, and it stays with you, you know what I mean? So that's how I got into dancehall. It was just on my own, on accident, kind of. But recently I just found out that maybe it could have been this, I don't know, but I asked my mom, like, what kind of music did you used to listen to when I was like, when you were pregnant with me? She was like, oh, I used to listen to a lot of like reggae, actually, like a lot of reggae CDs and cassettes. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know that. I never knew that until like a few months ago. So maybe that plays a part. I don't know.
I had a really similar experience because the music I play now really doesn't have any relation to like the kind of heritage I come from.
Yeah.
And I recently found out my dad used to play a guy called Manu Chao, you probably know, when I was really, really young. And it makes so much sense why I really got into Munchie. That's my first kind of love in terms of making music. And it really explains why I suddenly had gravitated towards those Latino sounds.
Yeah.
So it really makes sense to hear you say the same thing. Like those first few years of your life are so developmental.
It's crazy. I was just hanging with him like yesterday, 2 days ago.
What, Manu Chao?
No, you said Munchie.
Oh, Munchie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw he did like a surprise thing in LA or something.
No, I was just with him in Amsterdam. I mean, I don't know. I never met him before. It was the first time I met him, and we just ran into each other at the club. I'm like, oh shit, but
that's sick.
Yeah.
I feel like that guy kind of started a lot of like young producers' kind of fascination with dance music. I think a lot of current EDM people actually got into it through Mumbatone.
No, 100%, 100%, yeah.
But it's super interesting you mentioned that you actually first picked up that CD because of the visuals.
Yeah.
Because in dancehall, the visuals, the way you dress, the way you brand yourself is so important. And I think I see in your own work, the way you brand your music, the way you dress is kind of like quite unique and cool. And like, I was wondering, is that something you see as part of a music process? Like, how does that inspire you, the fashion stuff? Do you see it as part of your brand as an artist, or is it just something you like?
No, 100%, man. Like, I think, when it comes to my creative interests, half of it's music and half of it's fashion, 100%. And nowadays, it's like, in the music industry, you don't even have to be a good artist, talented. You just gotta look cool, and then somehow market it, and you know, if you look cool, people are attracted to that, and they just like, they're automatically attracted to your music. And it's kind of like, you know, it's just marketing, man. It's just, and it's a big part of like the music industry nowadays, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, just throw a couple of like viral tweets or something in there and you're a star before you even put a song out.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of viral dance videos to a song that nobody knows, and then everybody was like, what song is this? Just because it's like getting popping, it's popular, I want to know it so I can try to make a video. Next thing you know, it spreads like crazy all over the internet, and your song's like #1 on iTunes, you know?
Yeah, it's nuts. And you've actually kind of had your own stamp of approval from the fashion industry. Your song with Sam Spiegel and Assassin was actually, I don't know if you made it for the campaign specifically, but it ended up being on the like biggest Kenzo advert of the past like 5 years, well, even the past decade. Haven't seen an advert from them as big as that. Yeah. And so how did that come about? Was that like a kind of just cold email reach out? Was that a relationship you had before? It was quite a big thing.
It was like, yeah, it was kind of like, I don't know. It was, that song was originally World Boss. So that song was never signed or anything. I put it out for free, and I originally had the Vibes Cartel vocal on it. And Sam Spiegel got in touch with the director, Spike Jonze, which is crazy. And I think they're related. I'm not sure, I don't remember. But he was like, yo, like, I really like this song. Showed it to Spike Jonze. He's like, I know you got like a Kenzo ad coming up. Like, what do you think about this song? I think it would be perfect. He listened to it. He's like, yo, yeah, let's do it. This is the one. He's like, the only thing is, they're saying to switch the vocals out because, you know, Vibes Cartel obviously has like a lot of, you know, backlash and like, you know, negativity,
press issues,
a bunch of stuff. So it's like, you know, we were like, all right, cool, let's get somebody else on it, redo like a whole nother verse and just make it, you know, a new idea. And we got Assassin, who has like the craziest voice in dancehall, super strong, you know, aka Agent Sasco. But yeah, we got him to do it, and he just killed it, and it was quick. And we, me and Sam worked on laying out the song with the commercial, and it was just crazy, man. I'm super grateful for that. That's actually really, really cool.
Yes, this is D-DOTs and Reprezent Radio with Ape Drums right here, and that last song was his song Mutant Brain with Sam Spiegel and Assassin straight off the Kenzo advert. An incredible song. Like, I think that was the first thing from you where like it just, that song is very dancehall, but at the same time there's this whole other element that is like really trippy and kind of something I've only heard from you. Like, where do you actually look for, so you have the EDM part of your sound and then you have the dancehall, but where do you get those like synths and stuff you use that are so iconically Ape Drums?
I don't know, man. It's funny, I made like a sound pack years ago, and like still to this day people are like using it, and I hear like,
I'm not gonna lie, I have that.
yeah, it's like there's like a snare that everybody like uses. It's just like this, like, I found it, I don't know where I found it, I tweaked it, and it's like the cleanest snare. I don't even have it anymore, but
it's kind of like the dancehall version of a Pride snare, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. Especially like, yeah, like bigger dancehall sounds. And you know, I made a sound pack in loops, and I think that specific sound pack, I made it so early and so fresh in like my creative process that it was just kind of like, it stood out so much. So I mean, I don't know, I just, nowadays I'm kind of struggling because I kind of want to go back to that process, you know, just because so many years have passed by, and it's like I'm trying to go back to start fresh and do that same process again, you know.
Yeah, it's always so important when artists kind of create their own unique sound, so it's not just a composition they're doing, also they have sounds no one else has, and like that kind of exclusive treasure chest of stuff.
Exactly.
But anyway, we're actually in Brixton in London right now, and it's only right we talk about London. I want to know what it means to you, because we first crossed paths in the summer when Major Lazer did a surprise pop-up set in my friend Ceresy's little 100-person cap little basement venue in West London after Notting Hill Carnival. And I know you also have toured with Chase and Status, who are like one of the biggest kind of dance crossover drum and bass acts over here. What does the UK kind of mean to you? Do you have any kind of ties with the UK? How has it played a part in your life at all?
It's crazy. It really hasn't. Like, the music here, I first learned about it is actually when my first tour ever. I remember like my agent calling me. I just got my agent, and within a couple of weeks she was like, hey, do you want to go on tour? I was like, I was still working my job in the mall. I was like, yeah, of course. Like, she's like, all right, cool. It's like a 2-month run, like, you know, or no, it's like a month run, 6 dates, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Like, I'm excited. Chasing Status, I've heard the name. I never really listened to their music before. And then, like, you know, I did my research on them, obviously, found out they were like one of the biggest acts in the UK, and their background was really Caribbean influence and jungle and all this kind of, like, I learned about everything all at once. So when I toured with them, it's like, I told them this actually a couple weeks ago, like on IG, I was like, man, they taught me so much, like, without them even knowing it, just like watching them and like seeing how they play and like which songs to play and what time and like how they mix and spin out and how they just everything like the whole
What do you think was the biggest lesson you learned from them?
Song selection 100% and like the style. Like I mean after that I was just like, yo, I gotta look into more of this scene. Like I never knew about it. It's like I never even like tried to like I never, there was like no way I could have known about it because I'm from Houston, Texas. There's like not a lot around me, so I kind of learned everything on my own and did my own research, but I can only go so far. So when I found out about them and what they were about, I was like, man, I gotta look deeper into this. So now, like, even to this day, I still watch their Culture Clash like videos, like Rebel Sound. I'm just like, man,
I was there. It was crazy. It was crazy.
I wish I can go back that one time and just go and be in there in person.
Bro, you don't. It was dangerous.
It looks crazy.
You know, there's 4 stages, yeah?
Yeah.
Every time the act would change, the whole crowd would run from one stage to the other.
Shit, yeah.
So you didn't want to be slow. Anyway,
that's wild, man.
Thanks so much for coming on. Is there anything you want to tell the people before you leave? Anything coming up? And more importantly, where can people find you?
Yeah, man. All my socials are just at Ape Drums, APEDRUMS. And I'm actually working on a side project right now. It's really important for me. Been working on it for the past year and a half. It's called Vision Sound. So I'm focusing 100% with Vision Sound. I'm doing 100% Caribbean influence sounds, like, and leaving Ape Drums with just the dance music. Yeah, this next project, I'm super excited about it. I have really high hopes for it. We're gonna try to do something called a Dancehall revival, where we bring like early 2000s, late 90s dancehall vibe back, but you know, obviously with the modern twist. So let's see how it goes. I'm excited about it, so keep a lookout for that.
Yeah, for those who don't know, Vision Sound is the collaboration of Silent Addy, like incredible dancehall MC, also in like Miami, I believe.
Yeah. He's a DJ and he's a curator. So it's like they call him Silent Addy because he doesn't talk much. He's very shy. So, but he's very talented. He's one of the best DJs that I know, 100%. And really, really happy that I met him and we get along really well. Like we have the same ideas, the same goals. We have crazy ideas. So hopefully we get to get them out soon. I'm very picky, so it's hard sometimes, but as soon as these songs come out, we're going to be really excited.
Incredible. Well, I can't wait. And again...